It's no surprise that the Tron TRX ecosystem has blown up in the last few days, and I'm gonna be going over why I'm looking to short Tron in the long term. If you don't know who I am, my name is EQ. Welcome to EQ Trades. And right off the bat, you can see that Tron is just getting to the first liquidity zone to be testing the all-time highs that it created back in 2021. Now, it's important to note that after these all-time highs, price did not really recover into the next bull. Now, it's important to note that after those all-time highs, price did not end up getting back to that zone. And when you're looking at this from a weekly perspective on crypto bubbles, we can see TRX is up about 23%. BitTorrent, which is going to be a project on the Tron ecosystem, is up 25%. And this is all because Justin Sun decided to create his own version of Pump.Fun, which if you know me, you know I'm a huge fan of this guy. What I will say though is that he's a tech mogul, he is a billionaire, and he does like to purchase a lot of big projects. So he created the Tron ecosystem with a stablecoin, and their stablecoin is called Sun. And his whole idea was to purchase a lot of bigger projects, bring them all into the Tron ecosystem that could solve major utilities, and then try to figure out how to make them all communicate with each other once they're on the network. Now that wasn't necessarily that successful, but as you can tell, he saw the success that Solana was seeing with their meme coins, so he decided to create the rival Pump.Fun, which is now called SunPump, which, as you can imagine, he really does like himself. And supposedly $10 million has been set aside to provide resources to newly issued tokens and a review process to put in place that would avoid rug pulls. Now, I don't know how effective it is. We will see as the days go on. But that's just something that was put in there just to get a little bit more money flowing into the ecosystem, because rug pulls and meme coins go hand in hand. So what that tells me as a trader is that there's a lot of retail money flowing in, but not really any institutional money. And with that is going to come high volatility levels. So I'm not necessarily sure if this can break the all-time high at 1772. Or 17 cents. Now, obviously, if it did want to pop the top here and create new all-time highs, who knows how far this could actually go up in theory. We could see a pretty explosive run, like we saw from Helium Network token, for example. But if this sell wall was to hold, we could see a really nice sell-off just based on what's going on to the market, and considering that all this inflow of money is going to be mostly But if we were to hit this major sell wall and continue to hold resistance, I would be looking for a downplay personally, just knowing that there's not much institutional money flowing in, so there's not much security, and there's going to be a lot more in terms of emotional trading when it comes to fear and greed. Now, if you're in the Epic trading floor, I'm going to keep you up to date with this Tron trade, and I'll be posting if I get into any longs or shorts, depending on what I see in the market and what happens when we start to push a little bit higher. Now, personally, I do think that we're going to retest this 17-cent range, at least get back up into the 16-cent range to confirm this resistance. But all in all, when you're looking at this from multiple time frames, you can see that we are already showing exhaustion on the daily charts. We're starting to show that exhaustion in the first top on the 4-hour as well, even though we are in a bullish crossover. And your 1 hour is just getting into a bearish crossover so far we can see we hit that LRC rejection. So if you want to see how far this could theoretically get down, here are some key levels to see where price could get to before we could see a bounce back up. And just based on the Fibonacci retracement to extension, somewhere in the 50 to 61.80 range could take us up to the 17 to 18 cent range and either test the all-time high or even potentially create new all-time highs. And this is going to wrap up this video on TRX and on SunPump. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them in the comment section. I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on whenever you tune in the world, and I'll catch you on the next video.